so question number 5. What is it about characters from literature who are awful, miserable, hideous people? What makes them so awesome? What techniques do authors use to create characters and antagonists who love and hate with equal fervor? As we know, characters can be revealed in several ways. Physical description, things they say and how they say them, through their actions, by what others say about them, by their reactions to others, and by the reaction of others to them. Discuss this idea as it applies to Jordan Sparks.
I just have a question. Like, what does it mean, the question by makes them so awesome or that we love? Because I don't think anyone here's going to say
they're like all powerful.
Jordan.
The idea.
So like
they
my
are controlling.
Awesome as
I
don't know, like a very like vague and real character.
I answered it by well, I'll send it to you next. I answered it by kind of like I took that part as being like infamous, as being like definitely not awesome, but in the sense that you kind of hope to see them again because events happen a lot around them, mostly bad, but it kind of defines the character with those conflicts though and how they react, and it shows a lot about Gerald's maturity throughout the book. I thought as he continues with those conflicts, because in the beginning he's kind of powerless and is kind of scared, and then it slowly builds up to the point where he actually fights back in the end. Instead of like in one in the middle, he gets punched in the face and like that kind of thing. Will, do you have anything you wanted to say?
You kind of like questions. Almost when I thought of that kind of thought of like Darth Vader. He's like the bad guy in the movie, but he's like cool and that movie's like wow.
True. We don't get that same sense
Yeah,
from
no.
Jordan as we get from Darth Vader, but I get where you're going.
I said that we like them because it keeps the story like, interesting and intriguing. Because like if it was all just like all like good characters and stuff, it would be like, boring.
Yeah, like I put kind of the same thing. I think like Jordan, we didn't like Jordan, but like he intrigued us just because he drive the story. I feel like if like he wasn't there, then then Gerald would have like a good life, like pretty better without Jordan. Even though Monique was a little bit like abusive, but not as bad when she got out of prison. But if it wasn't for Jordan, the story would have been dull and like there would have been no like substance to it.
The way that I saw it was almost that like we love how much we hate Jordan. So it's like whenever we were reading about Jordan and we were like reading about like all the terrible things he was doing, like we love Gerald and Angel. Like as an audience, you're like supposed to like really care about Gerald and Angel. So then whenever Jordan would do something like abuse them or do something bad to Angel, like we hated it so much, and it just kind of like in your head, like it almost like feels good to like be able to hate, like just like have the person that you like put all the blame for all the problems and like all the conflicts in the story.
Yeah, and I think what we like really wanted to know is like if he could prove himself responsible and like I guess innocent and nice to the kids, but like he'd always turn around and start abusing them and basically go back to jail and what he was as his own self.
Going back to what Carly said, kind of about how she was saying we love to hate him, and even if it's not like something that we like, having him in the story kind of creates emotion in us. If like he was doing something to Angel or Hero, we'd be sad about it. So that kind of makes the story better for being able to make us feel that way.
But the thing I also noticed is like in the book, Monique and kind of almost Angel, they're very flat. They don't really develop much. You don't see much, like once Monique comes back from jail, we don't really see much of a change in her until the end. Angel is still just this small, helpless child up until the end when she starts plotting with Gerald as to what to do about Jordan. And so I think Jordan being just such, you get so much more of a picture of Jordan than you do of Monique. And so and the way he's described too, he's always described in a very negative manner. It makes him a much more fascinating character to read about. And that really draws you in a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of bonded us all together as readers to like all just singly like hate one person in the book, and like in kind of in a sense like everyone did hate him and like yeah, just had the same views and opinions on like one character, I guess, was just
what makes the characters so, you know, like, awful and so, like, terrifying is that the characters in this book were realistic. Like, they were doing things that we hear about on the news and that we hear about from, you know, like, horror stories in the school and, like, in other different books. And so, like, the reason that I think they're so terrifying is because they are not literally real characters, but they act like real characters. And it's terrifying.
Leading into Precious, I don't know if you guys can agree with this, but, or in my opinion, watching Precious, the first half of it, I was really pissed off because, like, just watching it, you can't really do anything, but it really bums you out to see, like, you just want to take that mom and, like, or I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm going to say, like, it's insane. And it's the same sort of thing with the Infamous part about you build up, like, a hate for that character almost, to the point where you want, like, at the end, when he trips over the body, like that object, I predicted it to be his body, and I was kind of like hoping it was. It's kind of evil that you'd hope that upon someone, but it's like throughout the book you build up this hate for that character, which, I don't know, that also plays into kind of wanting to see them show up again and see the protagonist doing Gerald or Precious actually do something. And then you see Precious in the end of the movie walking away from the mom, finally with her babies, and the mom's crying and she's broken down to nothing, and it's like, oh, well, there you go, justice was served.
I think, one thing that we brought up that's a really big part is how much Jordan, like, changed Gerald's person. It almost kind of felt like Jordan would just keep breaking him down, and then Gerald came back stronger every time. And having Jordan around was obviously an awful thing, but it's almost a good thing to build up Gerald as a person, and Angel as, and even like change Monica as a mother. Like seeing Jordan with them and her, it changed her mind and everything. So I think that was a big part.
I think in like both movies that we watched and in this book, whenever like Jordan or Precious' mom or Toby's stepdad were like were in part of the movie or part of the book, it was like the most interesting part, whether we liked it or not. Like when Precious' mom was like cussing out on the bottom of the stairs, like, it was hard to watch, but like, it was probably like the most interesting part of the movie in my opinion. And so like even though you hate them, you love the parts of the movie that like first books were there in it.
Also, I think going back to like what Sarah was saying, how like Jordan was always like present in the book. Like even when he was in jail, like Gerald would like compare him to like Mr. Washington with like what he was wearing, or just like compare different aspects of what was going on. Like, oh, it's gonna get worse if Jordan comes back. So that's why I think it's like he was such a prominent part of the book, even when he did like go to jail for the time he did.
I think that, like, going back to what Will was saying, was Angel and Gerald, like, well, as Jordan became weaker, like, the kids became stronger. I think that, you know, also as they grew older, they became more stronger and aware of when Jordan could abuse them, or maybe what they're getting themselves into. When Jordan was around, they knew something bad was going to happen.
If we were in a conversation about the kids, I was going to say, did you?
Yeah, I think in stories like this, there's always just a really interesting dynamic of like what happens when the hero fails, as opposed to what happens when the villain fails. When the hero fails, we always see them come back stronger, but when the villain fails, what makes us fear the villain so much is the fact that they're absolutely impeccable villains. They seem like the perfect villain and nothing can stop them. But when they fail, they look pathetic to us, and we start to pity them. And that's really what feels so good in the conclusion, is seeing that a really, really bad person fail.
And it's kind of sad because you're like, they have nothing left then. But and a lot of times you don't really see what their life is. Jordan obviously didn't have that, but we didn't see what happened to the mom. And you hope that in that low point where she has nothing left, that like where she starts rebuilding, it's in the right direction, you know? Because like,
Oh, 1 minute, for this.
but if anyone wants to take that who hasn't said a lot, go for it.
Continue on with these statements.
But yeah, like you'd hope that when they're at that point, you know, you see them at nothing. So maybe, but in a sense, you're also like, okay, like justice and them having that pain, but you just hope that they can blossom or like, yeah, it's not cheesy, but like, you know what I'm saying, grow into what they should have been or what they could be. Because you're also angry not at just their character, but all that they're not being because of that who they are. You know,